Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Gulshad and I am facilitator at Ryan School Islamabad campus. So viewers, today I talk with ChatGPT. So let's get started.
That sounds awesome, Gulshad. I'm ready to dive in whenever you are. If you have any specific topics or questions you want to explore, just let me know and we'll get started.
Hi, how are you, ChatGPT?
Hey, I'm doing really well. Thank you for asking. I hope you're doing great too. I'm all set to help with anything you need, so just let me know.
Okay, so my question is that what does creative thinking mean to you?
Great question. To me, creative thinking is all about breaking out of familiar patterns, kind of seeing the world in new ways, connecting seemingly unrelated ideas, and just being open to unexpected solutions. What about you? How do you see it?
Okay, my next question is that from you, why is creative thinking important in everyday life?
That's a really good one. I think creative thinking is so important in daily life because it helps us solve problems in flexible ways, adapt to new challenges, and even just keep things fresh and engaging. It stops us from getting stuck in routines and opens up possibilities.
Okay, my next question is that how can creative thinking help in solving problem?
Yeah, absolutely. Creative thinking lets you step outside the usual frameworks. So instead of just following a standard formula, you can reframe the problem, see different angles, and come up with solutions that might never have occurred to you otherwise. It's like having a whole toolbox of fresh ideas.
Okay, my next question is that what are the main steps in the problem solving process?
Yeah, so typically the steps would be something like first identifying the problem clearly, then gathering information, brainstorming possible solutions, evaluating them, picking the best one, and then testing and refining it. And of course, you go back and iterate if needed.
Okay, so my next question is that how can brainstorming improve creativity?
Great point. Brainstorming really boosts creativity because it encourages a free flow of ideas without immediate judgment. When you generate lots of possibilities, you start seeing connections you might not have considered before, and that opens the door to really unique solutions.
Okay, so my next question is that what are some techniques to generate creative ideas?
Yeah, definitely. Some good techniques include mind mapping, where you visually map out ideas, scamper, which is a method to prompt changes to existing ideas, or even role storming, where you think from someone else's perspective. And of course, just free thinking or taking a walk can spark new ideas too.
Okay, so my next question is that how does curiosity help develop creative thinking?
Great question. Curiosity is like a fuel for creative thinking. When you're curious, you're constantly asking questions, exploring new perspectives, and digging deeper. So it pushes you to look beyond the problem and discover unexpected connections.
Okay, so my next question is that why is it important to look at problems from different perspective?
Yeah, that's really crucial. When you look at a problem from different perspectives, you break out of your own biases and assumptions. That often reveals blind spots, new angles, and more holistic solutions that you wouldn't have seen before.
Okay, nice. So my next question is that how can asking the right questions lead to better solutions?
That's a really key point. When you ask the right questions, you actually guide your thinking process. Good questions help you get to the root of the problem, spark new ideas, and keep you focused on what really matters. So they lead you toward clearer, more effective solutions.
Okay, so my next question is that what role does the imagination play in a creative thinking?
Ooh, imagination is huge. It's like the playground of creative thinking. It lets you visualize possibilities that don't exist yet, explore what if scenarios, and essentially dream up new realities, which is where a lot of innovation sparks from.
Okay, so my next question is that how can teamwork improve problem solving?
Yeah, that's a great one. Teamwork brings diverse perspectives, so when different people with varied experiences collaborate, they often come up with more well rounded solutions. Plus, bouncing ideas off each other sparks even more creativity and keeps the momentum going.
Okay, so my next question is that
Of course,
why is it important to stay open-minded when solving problems?
That's a really important one. Staying open minded lets you consider all kinds of possibilities, even ones that might seem odd at first. It prevents you from shutting down options too early, and it keeps you receptive to new possibilities and solutions.
Okay, so my next question is that how can mistakes help us think more creatively?
Yeah, so restraints can actually spark creativity because they give you a clear boundary to work within. When you have limitations like a budget, a time frame, or a specific tool, you're forced to be more inventive. You have to think differently to make the most of what you have.
Okay, so my next question is that what is the difference between creative thinking and critical thinking?
Ah, great distinction. So, creative thinking is all about generating new ideas and possibilities, while critical thinking is more about evaluating, analyzing, and refining them. Basically, creativity generates, and critical thinking shapes and tests those ideas.
Okay, my next question is that how can creative thinking be developed over time?
Yeah, absolutely. You can develop it by practicing regularly. Things like keeping a creativity journal, exposing yourself to new experiences, trying different hobbies, and just giving yourself time to play with ideas.
Okay, so my next question is that how can mind mapping help organize ideas?
Yeah, mind mapping is really helpful because it visually lays out your ideas in a connected way. You start with a central concept and branch out into sub ideas, which helps you see relationships, organize your thoughts, and find patterns you might have missed otherwise.
Okay, so my next question is that why is patience important when solving complex problems?
Yeah, that's really key. Patience gives you the space to step back, reflect, and try different approaches. Complex problems rarely have quick fixes, so staying patient helps you avoid rush decisions and see the clearer solution over time.
Okay, my next question is that what is lateral thinking and how does it help in problem solving?
Ah, yes. Lateral thinking is all about approaching problems from new, non obvious angles. Instead of going step by step in a traditional way, you break assumptions and think sideways. This often uncovers creative solutions you wouldn't have reached with just a linear approach.
Okay, so how can challenges inspire creativity?
That's a great point. Challenges kind of act like a catalyst. They force you to push beyond your comfort zone. When things get tough, you have to get creative to adapt, so they often lead to breakthroughs you wouldn't have had otherwise.
Okay, why should we avoid judging idea too quickly?
Yeah, that's really important. If you judge ideas too soon, you might dismiss a really valuable or innovative one before it has a chance to grow. So, giving them time and space allows for refinement and unexpected potential to emerge.
Okay, so how can creativity help in school or workplace situations?
Ah, absolutely. In school or at work, creativity helps you tackle challenges in fresh ways, whether it's designing better solutions, improving processes, or just sparking new ways of thinking. It keeps things dynamic, engages people, and drives innovation forward.
Okay, so my next question is that what habit can improve creative thinking?
Yeah, a really helpful habit is daily reflection, like journaling your thoughts or ideas each day. Also, exposing yourself to new experiences, reading different genres, learning new skills keeps your mind flexible and primed for creativity.
Okay, how
I'm
does
glad.
okay, so my next question is that how does observation help generate creative ideas?
Ah, that's a great one. Observation is really powerful because when you pay close attention to the world around you, you start noticing details, patterns, and connections you might otherwise miss. And those little insights can be the seeds for really creative ideas.
Okay, so my next question is that why is the experimentation important in problem solving?
Yeah, experimentation is crucial because it lets you test out ideas in a low risk way. You get real feedback, you learn what works and what doesn't, and it helps you iterate quickly. Without experimenting, you might stay stuck on assumptions or miss a breakthrough.
Okay, so how can creative thinking help overcome obstacles?
Yeah, creative thinking is awesome for that because it lets you reframe obstacles as opportunities. Instead of feeling stuck, you can imagine new pathways, try unconventional approaches, and keep moving forward even when things get tough.
Okay, so my next question is that what role does technology play in a creative problem solving?
Oh, technology is a big enabler. It gives you new tools to visualize ideas, run simulations, collaborate with others globally, and even automate parts of the creative process. So it really expands what's possible and accelerates problem solving.
Okay, so my next question is that how can reading and learning new things boost creativity?
Yeah, that's a really powerful method. When you learn new things, you bring fresh knowledge and perspectives into your thinking. It gives you a bigger toolbox so you can draw on different disciplines and unexpected ideas to spark creativity.
Okay, so my next question is that how does confidence affect creativity thinking?
Yeah, confidence is really important because it allows you to take risks and put your ideas out there without fear of failure. When you trust yourself, you're more likely to experiment, build on bold ideas, and keep going even if things get tough.
Okay, so my next question is that what role does innovation play in solving modern problems?
Innovation is really central. It pushes you beyond just incremental fixes and lets you create breakthrough solutions. By thinking in new ways, you can solve complex problems in ways that haven't been done before, often with lasting impact.
Okay, nice. So my next question is that how can creative thinking help in a decision making?
Yeah, absolutely. Creative thinking helps you see beyond the obvious options. It opens up new possibilities so you can weigh creative alternatives, consider long term impacts, and ultimately make more well rounded, innovative decisions.
Okay, so my next question is that why is flexibility important in a problem solving?
Yeah, flexibility is key because problems rarely follow a perfect path. When you're flexible, you can adjust your approach, pivot when something doesn't work, and respond to new possibilities. So it keeps you moving forward even in uncertainty.
Okay, how can feedback improve creative ideas?
Yeah, feedback is really valuable because it gives you an outside perspective. It points out strengths you might not see, highlights potential flaws, and pushes you to refine and improve your idea, ultimately making it stronger.
Okay, how can game and puzzles develop creative thinking skills?
That's a fun one. Games and puzzles challenge you to think differently, solve problems under constraints, and experiment with strategies. They push you to see things from new angles, which really strengthens your creative muscles over time.
Okay, how can creative thinking improve communication?
Yeah, creative thinking really helps in communication because it lets you express ideas in fresh, memorable ways. You can use metaphors, stories, or visual elements to make your message clearer and more engaging so people really connect with what you're saying.
Okay, so my next question is that from you, why is it useful to challenge assumption when solving problems? Hey ChatGPT. Okay, so my next question is that what role does motivation play in a creative thinking?
Yeah, motivation is really key because it keeps you engaged and persistent. When you're motivated, you push through challenges, experiment more freely, and you stay open to new ideas, which really fuels that creative process.
Okay, so my next question is that how can positive thinking support creative solutions?
Yeah, positive thinking is really powerful because it helps you stay open and optimistic. When you believe in possibilities, you're more likely to take risks, explore unconventional paths, and bounce back from setbacks. So it really fuels creative problem solving.
Okay, so my next question is that from you, how can storytelling help explain creative ideas?
Storytelling is amazing for that. It takes abstract ideas and turns them into a narrative that people can relate to. It makes the idea memorable, emotionally engaging, and easier to understand. So it really bridges that gap between concept and action.
Okay, so my next question is that from you, how can creative thinking improve leadership skills?
Yeah, that's a great connection. Creative thinking and leadership lets you envision new possibilities, inspire others with fresh ideas, and adapt strategies in innovative ways. It helps you guide your team through challenges with vision and flexibility.
Okay, so nice answer. So my next question is that how can creative thinking help in difficult situation?
Yeah, absolutely. In tough situations, creative thinking helps you break out of rigid thinking patterns. It lets you reframe the problem, find hidden opportunities, and come up with solutions that you might not have considered if you were just sticking to the basics.
Okay, so my next question is that what role does persistence play in solving problems?
Yeah, persistence is crucial because most problems don't have instant solutions. When you keep going, even when things get tough, You give yourself the chance to learn, iterate, and eventually break through. So persistence keeps you moving forward.
Okay, so my next question is that how can creativity help in achieving personal goals?
Yeah, definitely. Creativity lets you explore new paths towards your goals. It helps you find unique strategies, overcome obstacles with fresh approaches, and keep your growth dynamic. So you're not just following a standard path, but crafting your own route.
Okay, so my next question is that why is it important to keep learning to stay creative?
Ah, that's a great point. Consistent practice helps keep your creative muscles sharp. The more you engage in creative thinking, the easier it becomes to spot new ideas, stay inspired, and keep pushing boundaries.
Okay, so my last question is that how can creative thinking help shape a better future?
Yeah, that's really powerful. Creative thinking lets us envision new possibilities, so we're not stuck with the status quo. By imagining fresh solutions, we can tackle big challenges like sustainability, equity, and technology, so we shape a future that's more hopeful and innovative.
Nice to meet you, ChatGPT.
It was really great talking to you too. I'm glad we could explore all these ideas. If you ever want to discuss more, have any other questions, just let me know.
Okay. So everyone, this was ChatGPT. So Allah Hafiz, Pakistan, Zindabad.